the dark seduction behind twin flame separation. I need you to listen to me very carefully, not with your ears, with the part of you that knows something has felt wrong for a very long time. You have been told that twin flame separation is a test, a purification, a necessary winter before the spring reunion. And yes, that is partly true, but no one is telling you about the dark seduction, the invisible force that keeps you trapped in the waiting room of your own life, while your so-called twin flame lives rent-free in your head, your heart, and your nervous system. You think you are healing. You think you are being patient. You think you are holding sacred space for union. But what if I told you that separation has become an addiction? What if the pain itself has become your secret lover? Stay with me, because today we are going to walk into the shadows, not to scare you, to wake you up. Part 1. The addiction they don't talk about. Let me describe something and see if it sounds familiar. It is 11:47 p.m. You are exhausted. Your eyes are burning. But instead of sleeping, you are scrolling, checking their last scene, looking at the photos of the new person, reading the same old text from 3 months ago, searching for a hidden code that isn't there. Your chest is tight, your stomach is in knots, and yet you cannot stop. You tell yourself this is devotion. You tell yourself this is the twin flame journey requiring your full attention. But here is the truth no guru on YouTube wants to admit. Separation is chemically addictive. When your twin flame leaves, your brain stops producing the dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin that you got from their presence. Your system crashes. And in that crash, your brain does something desperate. It starts obsessing. Because obsessing produces a different chemical, cortisol, adrenaline, the stress hormones. And those hormones, they are also addictive. You are not waiting for them. You are addicted to the emotional roller coaster. Because the lows are so low that the brief moments of hope feel like heroin. Here is the dark seduction. The pain of separation whispers to you, if you just hold on a little longer, the relief will be heaven. But you have been holding on for months, years, and the heaven never arrives. Only crumbs. Part 2. The ego's favorite disguise. Nobody wants to admit this, but the twin flame community has accidentally created a monster. A beautiful, spiritual sounding monster. We have taken a painful breakup and given it a divine purpose. It's not abandonment. It's a soul contract. He's not ignoring you. He's healing his lineage. She didn't choose someone else. She's running from her own reflection. And sometimes that is true. But here is the dark seduction you must face. Your ego loves the twin flame label. Loves it because it turns rejection into destiny. It turns being ghosted into a spiritual initiation. It turns stalking into energetic tracking. Do you see the trap? The ego does not care if you are happy. The ego cares if you are special. And nothing makes you feel more special than believing you are in a rare, cosmic, once-in-a-lifetime twin flame union, while everyone else is just having normal relationships. I need to ask you something brutal, and I want you to answer honestly, not out loud, in the privacy of your own soul. If you removed the words twin flame from your situation and you just looked at the facts, what would you see? Would you see a loving partnership growing? Or would you see you chasing someone who repeatedly shows you they do not want to be caught? The dark seduction is that the twin flame narrative lets you bypass that question. It lets you stay in fantasy while your real life withers. Part 3, the martyr complex. Let's go deeper into the wound you hide from yourself. There is a specific kind of person who gets trapped in twin flame separation. And I was this person, so I can say this without judgment. The martyr. The martyr is someone who learned very early in life that love must be earned through suffering. As a child, maybe you had to be perfect to get attention. Maybe you had to be sick to be held. Maybe you learned that the only way to be valuable was to endure pain for someone else. So when your twin flame leaves you, hurts you, or ignores you, something inside you wakes up. Finally, a purpose. You think, I am the one who loves unconditionally. I am the one who stays. I am the one who sees past their behavior to their wounded inner child. And that role feels sacred. It feels holy. It feels like you are the last lighthouse keeper on a dark coast, waiting for their ship to return. But here is the dark seduction you cannot see from inside the fog. You are not helping them. You are using their dysfunction to avoid your own life. As long as they are the runner and you are the chaser, you never have to look at the empty spaces in your own world. Your career that is going nowhere. Your friendships you have neglected. The creative dreams you buried years ago. The body you have stopped caring for. The separation gives you an excuse. I can't focus on that right now. My twin is going through something. I need to hold the energy. Holding energy is the most elegant form of procrastination ever invented. Part 4. The other woman or other man is a symbol. Let me tell you something that might make you uncomfortable. The third party, the new person, the one they left you for or slept with or married. That person is not your enemy. That person is your teacher. And they are teaching you the lesson you have been avoiding. Here is the lesson. You are not devastated because they chose someone else. You are devastated because you would never choose yourself the way you chose them. Look at the evidence. You have spent months researching twin flame stages, watching tarot readings, analyzing numerology, trying to sync your cycles. How much time have you spent this week investing in yourself? Real investment, not bubble baths and face masks. The scary kind, the kind where you sit in silence and ask, what am I running from by chasing them? The dark seduction is that as long as you are obsessed with their new person, you don't have to feel the original wound, the one that existed long before they arrived. You were abandoned before, not by them, by a parent, by a caregiver, by life itself. And your twin flame's absence is just a rerun of an old movie your soul has been watching since childhood. The new person is not the problem. They are the spotlight showing you where the real crack in your foundation is. Part 5. The spiritual bypass trap. I need to call something out, and I might lose some of you here, but I love you too much to lie. The spiritual community has weaponized unconditional love to keep people trapped in abusive dynamics. I have seen women stay with men who curse them out, ghost them for months, come back for sex, leave again, and then call it twin flame push and pull. I have seen men drain their bank accounts, sending money to women who claim to be their divine counterpart, but never show up in real life. And when someone says, "This looks like emotional abuse," the response is always the same. You just don't understand the twin flame journey. It's not for the faint of heart. You have to surrender. You have to love without expectation. No, no, no. Unconditional love does not mean unconditional access. Unconditional love does not mean you stay in the line of fire. Unconditional love does not mean you let someone use your heart as a punching bag while you call it triggering your shadows. The dark seduction is convincing you that your suffering is spiritual, that your pain is purification, that your tears are alchemy. Sometimes pain is just pain. Sometimes a broken heart is just a broken heart. And sometimes a person who leaves you over and over is not your twin flame. They are just someone who does not want to be with you. I am not saying that is your truth. I am saying you must have the courage to ask the question. Part 6. The power of indifference. Let me tell you about the scariest word in the English language. Not for your twin flame, for you. Indifference. You have been chasing intensity. You have mistaken anxiety for passion. You have confused chaos for chemistry. And the idea of feeling nothing for your twin flame terrifies you more than the idea of being hurt by them again. Why? Because if you become indifferent, who are you? The twin flame chaser has become your identity. It is your label, your tribe, your reason for getting up in the morning. If you let go, you are just a person, alone, with no epic story, no cosmic drama, no divine mission. That is the deepest dark seduction of all. The seduction of being a tragic hero. You would rather be suffering in an epic love story than be peacefully single with no story at all. I know, because I have been there. I have sat in my car at 2:00 a.m. crying to a sad playlist, and part of me enjoyed it, because at least I felt something. At least I was important enough to be destroyed. But let me tell you what happened when I finally chose indifference. It didn't happen overnight. It happened slowly, like waking up from anesthesia. One day I realized I hadn't checked their social media in a week, then a month. Then I realized I had forgotten their birthday. And when that happened, I panicked. I thought, what if they come back and I don't care anymore? And then I laughed, because that question showed me the cage I had been living in. I had been waiting for someone who might never come back. And I had made that waiting my entire personality. Part 7. The reunion that matters. Everyone wants to talk about twin flame reunion. The running, the chasing, the surrender, the coming back together. But no one talks about the reunion that actually matters. The reunion between you and your own soul. Let me ask you a question. If your twin flame walked back into your life tomorrow, exactly as you want them to, healed and ready and loving, would you even know what to do with them? Would you have anything to offer besides your obsession? Have you become someone worth coming home to? The dark seduction of separation is that it keeps you in a holding pattern. You don't grow, you don't heal, you just wait. And waiting is not healing. Waiting is just waiting. If your twin flame is truly your twin flame, the universe does not need you to sit on a shelf like an old doll waiting to be played with. The universe needs you to become so whole, so radiant, so lit up by your own existence that you become a magnet, not because you are trying to attract them, because you have finally started living. Here is the paradox that will either set you free or make you angry. The moment you genuinely stop caring whether they come back is the moment you become ready for them to come back. Because a person who doesn't need a twin flame is a person who can actually have one. A person who is whole does not drain their partner. A person who has their own fire does not ask their partner to be the sun. Part 8. The letter you write to yourself. I want you to do something. You don't have to do it now, but I want you to promise me you will do it tonight. Write a letter, not to your twin flame, to yourself. And in that letter, I want you to apologize. Apologize for every night you stayed up waiting for a text that never came. Apologize for every time you shrank yourself to make them comfortable. Apologize for every boundary you dropped, every red flag you painted green, every time you called mistreatment a trigger. Then I want you to write a vow. I vow to stop abandoning myself in the name of divine love. I vow to stop using spiritual language to excuse emotional unavailability. I vow to become so full of my own light that I no longer need anyone else's to feel alive. And if my twin flame meets me there, in that place of wholeness, wonderful. And if they do not, I will still be whole. I will still be here. I will still be enough. That letter is the real twin flame reunion. The one between you and the part of you that has been starving for your own attention. Part 9. The dark gift. So what is the dark seduction behind twin flame separation? It is the seduction of staying small. The seduction of outsourcing your worth. The seduction of using cosmic language to avoid earthly accountability. But here is the gift hidden inside the dark. Once you see the seduction, it loses its power. Once you realize that your addiction to the pain is just a coping mechanism, You can choose differently. You can choose to be bored. You can choose to be ordinary. You can choose to be a person who has a quiet, peaceful life instead of a dramatic, agonizing journey. And that choice, that is the bravest thing you will ever do, because it means letting go of the story that made you feel special and stepping into the life that might just make you happy. Outro. If this video hit something raw in you, if it made you uncomfortable, good. That discomfort is your soul tapping on the glass, asking you to wake up. You don't have to leave the twin flame framework behind, but you do have to stop using it as a prison. Put down the tarot cards for a week. Stop checking their Spotify playlists. Stop analyzing their likes on Instagram and go outside. Call a friend who doesn't know anything about twin flames. Cook a meal, plant something, sweat, laugh, cry for yourself, not for them. Start there, and if you are ready to step out of the dark seduction and into your own life, comment one word below. Awake. Not for me, for yourself. To mark the day you decided to stop chasing ghosts and start living with the living. You are not waiting for your twin flame. You have been waiting for yourself, and you have been here the whole time. I will see you in the next one.